Okay, on a picture-perfect night here at Hans L'Orange, here is the lineup for our championship game. First of all, Kailua defensively. Derek Yonomini in left, Mike Cathcart in center, Jory Pierce in right, Jared Kawamoto, Sean Sasaki at second base, Travis Hayashida at shortstop, and Kavika Kakaula at third base. Cody Vickery is the catcher. And the pitcher is Steve Santos. Santos with a 1-run record and a 3.15 earned run average during the regular season. There's his numbers: 20 innings, 29 hits, 9 earned runs, 10 walks, and 9 strikeouts. And here is the Moanalua Menehune batting order. Leading off and playing shortstop, Jeffrey Say, Neil Manulai, and Abe Manutai. Batting second and third, James Strombach in left field, Lauren Nakakawa at catcher, Stephen Green in center, Rick Fukushima at third base, Ronald Yasuda, the designated hitter, and in right field, Anthony Reed. And we're set to go here. Jeffrey Say stepping in for Coach Scott Yamada and the Menehunes, 9-3 on the year. And the first pitch is ball one. Here is Jeffrey Say looking at an off-speed pitch that is called strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of offensive firepower. We saw some offense in the first game, Coach. There is strike 2.
You know, it's nice and calm right here where we're sitting, but if you look up at the trees, they're blowing.
The winds have been rustling out here, and you could tell by the way the outfielders move on the ball that in the first game that there was some wind out there.
Some balls really carried out there, especially in the gaps.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Jeffrey Say, a .370 batting average during the regular season. Little shortstop waits, pops it up, straight up, foul territory, the catcher, and there was that wind that you talked about.
Well, it's not only the wind, but it swirls here at home plate because of the stands, but it's also playing under the lights. Optically, you know, some people take a while to get used to it.
Cody Teixeira. And if you don't play the game, I'll tell you what, this is one of the most misunderstood plays, but that is a difficult play on that pop-up that goes straight up the chute.
Yep. You need to face the wind. You need to face the fence, and he got turned around.
2-2 pitch to Say, and he takes it high. Jeffrey, the son of Speaker of the House in the legislature, Calvin Say. Here's Jeffrey. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, he lost him.
You know, when we talked about similarities, one of the things that we didn't mention, of course, is the aggressive. The teams are aggressive base runners, both teams. Jeffrey Say has got a good eye, got a good sense of anticipation out there on the bases.
There's Scott Yamada, coach of Moanalua. A surprise team to many, but not for you, huh, Coach?
Not at all. I told Coach Yamada this evening that I know the newspapers have said that, you know, that they snuck up on people, or some of his players commented that. But we were in the Hilo tournament back at the end of February, and I got to walk past their team in the parking lot at the Moanalua, and they have good team size. They're very athletic, very aggressive, and a well-disciplined team.
Neil Manutai throw over to first base, and Say is back. Brother combination, Neil at second base, and brother Abe Manutai is at first base in this game. Ball gets away, and at second base is Jeffrey Say.
Hey, took advantage of the ball in the dirt.
So just like that, with nobody out, a runner in scoring position for Moanalua. If I'm a guessing man, to me it's more important that Moanalua get on the board early than it is Kailua. The defending champions who've been here, they know they can win in a game like this.
Yes, they've been there before. Last year, you know, they fought off some big teams in OIA, Liliho and Mililani, and of course, this year they've won some big games recently. Moanalua, they'll scrap runs together, but I think Moanalua needs to get out in front.
Manotai takes outside. Steve Kamale Santos pitched 20 innings and given up 29 hits overall this season. Here's the pitch. Swing and a hot shot knocked down by the second baseman. Does he have a play? Nope. Can't get him, but a good play by Sasaki. He knocked that ball down and prevented the runner at third safe from scoring.
There's a great effort on that dive, and he just about got it.
So Moanalua,
here's the replay. Good extension by Manotai.
He'd been able to keep that ball closer to his body. He might have had a chance, but when that ball leaked away, he lost all chance to get Manotai.
Well, the big thing is that he kept it, you know, he did knock it down and stop the run from scoring.
Here is Abe Manotai, and there's ball one outside, and we're going to go to Tiny for an update. Tiny?
Here's the reason why Abe is wearing that face mask on his helmet. He was in the last game, and in warm-ups, a ball hit his mouth. He had dental trauma, and so they put that on him. I asked him if it bothers him while he's hitting. He said, small kind. And he also played for the football team as a linebacker and also played some on offense as a tight end as well. And I'm glad he said small kind and not tiny kind. Thanks, Abe.
Well, if he's a football player, he should be used to looking through a cage like that.
Abe's a dangerous batter. I believe he's had 5 home runs on the year.
5 home runs, 14 RBIs, and a .440 batting average.
And when we let his first at bat against our team, he hit a laser over the right field fence at Moanalua.
So you felt the sting of one of those home runs. 2 aboard. Nobody out. Runner going from first. Off speed. Pop foul. Right side. Catcher giving chase. Teixeira will watch it drop out of reach.
Yeah, besides Tiny making mention of that face mask, looks like he has either a forearm guard or an elbow guard in that left arm there.
One of those Jeff Bagwell sorts of contraptions.
Yep, there he is adjusting it. Well, you know, one thing is, if he gets his arms extended, that ball is going to take off. I mean, you got to try and bust it in and possibly curve him away. But anything over that plate, watch out.
1120 slugging percentage.
There you go.
For him this year. Swing and a ground ball hit sharply. Second baseman will throw and get the lead runner at second. Throw over to first. No chance for the double play. Say scoring on the fielder's choice, and it's 1-0.
Well, he got the RBI in, but you know, Kailua just about had a chance to turn that double play, but I believe they bobbled it on the exchange there.
Neil Manotai erased the second base on the fielder's choice, and Abe Manotai is now at first base with a run in and 1 out. And here's James Strombeck, the left fielder.
Yeah, second baseman threw it at the shoe tops of Hayashida there, and he kind of bobbled it on the relay.
He rifles that ball into center field, base hit. Played quickly by the center fielder, Cathcart. Racing to third is Abe Manotai, and runners at the corners. Good job by the center fielder, Cathcart, cutting that ball off.
Oh, he's very athletic. He's an all-star DB. Known him since he was a little young tyke, and he's got great speed. Look at that. Cut it off, gathers himself, and good arm to get it back in there.
Watch it again. Here is Lauren Nakakawa, the catcher. Nakakawa, a .419 hitter during the season. No home runs and 8 RBIs during the regular season. And the pitch from Santos, swung on and missed.
Oh, he took a big cut at that ball. Just missed it. But getting back to the center fielder, Mikey Cathcart, a lot of players would not have gotten to that ball. That ball would have gone all the way to the fence for probably a triple. But a good job to hold that batter to a single.
0-2 pitch outside, and you were mentioning that's one of your keys. You got a big field here, and you got to run down balls in the outfield.
Oh yes. You know, the other thing is your infielders have got to be very alert for the fly ball between them and the outfield. Got to have good communication, otherwise you'll have a little dinky ball.
Pitch runner going, throw down, not in time. Nakakawa strikes out. Strombach steals second base. 2-down runner at second base is Strombach. Manutai now at third base. And let's watch it again. Tell you what, you might have made an argument for a little hitter interference.
Yeah, you know, even though there's no contact, the book says, you know, that if it, you know, there needs to be no contact. But that's a big batter. Catcher had to throw over.
Steve Green, one hopper to short, long throw, dug out nicely by Kawamoto at first base to retire the side. Good play by Hayashida at short and by Kawamoto.
That was a great
Tiny,
pick.
let's go to Tiny real fast. Tiny.
Well, a part of every baseball game is well, the local kind grinds afterwards. I went to Kaiser and they gave me some food. I want to thank Mrs. Urihara and Auntie Kat for the food. And while I eat this, guys, we'll come back for more of the championship game here between our Kailua and Moanalua teams and OIA Championship Baseball on OC16. Don't go away.
And don't forget about your buddies.
Change things up.
Something new, something different. McDonald's new tastes menu.
Now at McDonald's of Hawaii, 2 mouth-watering additions to our new taste menu. Introducing the grilled pork plate lunch, served with rice and potato macaroni salad, and the scrumptious country-style pork sandwich.
The new taste menu, always changing, always at McDonald's.
We love to see you smile.
Stop by and try one today.
Lavina Chow is an outstanding business education teacher who motivates her students to learn, perform, and achieve at the highest levels.
What really makes my career worthwhile is to see the students discover all their attributes and blossom into contributing leaders of the community. I'm able to interact with each student, making teaching fun and relevant.
The Outstanding Educator Award is brought to you by the OIA and Oceanic Cable.
Back at Hans L'Orange, and there's some school spirit, personal pride.
Hey.
Rooting on their Menahunis, I believe, by a couple of the names. Here's Moanalua's defense. Strombach in left, Green in center, Anthony Reed in right, Abe Manutai at first, brother Neil Manutai at second, Jeffrey Say at shortstop, Rick Fukushima at third base, and Lauren Nakakawa, the catcher. And here is your pitcher, Kyle Nakamichi. 3 wins, no losses, 3.21 earned run average. What can you tell us about Kyle, Coach?
We faced him this year, very crafty. You know, throws a lot of breaking pitches, tries to keep you off balance, and he'll sneak one in on you.
Here is the very potent offense of Kailua coming to bat, and Mike Cathcart, the center fielder, who made a nice play in the first inning defensively. Mike Cathcart, Travis Hayashida also made a nice play to end the first inning. Jory Pierce in right, Chris Ching, the designated hitter. Kavika Kikaula at third base has had an enormous playoff series. Jared Kawamoto at first base can also hit the hide off the ball. Cody Vickery, the catcher. Kamaile Santos, the pitcher, and Yonamine, the left fielder, Derek Yonamine. 2 balls, no strikes on Mike Cathcart, and the pitch. A strike at the letters. Cathcart on the year, .428 batting average. with 12 hits, 4 of them doubles, and 9 stolen bases.
I don't know if it's because of the field or what, but this when we played Kailua the other week, Mike batted left against all my right-handed pitchers. You know, Kailua averted a big inning, starting with Mikey Cathcart cutting off that ball, and first baseman making a good pick out there. But Moanalua could have strung together quite a bit of runs if.
That's a real good point. The Cathcart in center field made a big play that saved a run and kept another runner from being at third. And then Hayashida made a fine play to end the inning.
Right. One play that probably wasn't mentioned, but we saw in the replay when it was a strike 3 on the swing there by batter. The catcher had the presence of mind to catch the ball, avoid the batter crossing the plate, and he threw a pretty good ball down there. Almost got that runner.
Kyle Nakamichi. 3 balls, 2 strikes. To the leadoff hitter, Mike Cathcart, and here it comes. He swings and pops it. First base side. Everybody giving chase, and it drops. Just out of the reach of the first baseman, Manotai, and his brother Neil Manotai, the second baseman, and the right fielder, Tony Reed, all converging on the ball. Abe Manotai probably had the best chance at it, and it just fell out of his reach.
Well, Mike just went over there to make contact because he has enough power to drive the ball, but as we said earlier with the lights, you know, it's very tough. Very tough. And I guess as a coach, you know, on that play, you'd like to see your second baseman sprint and, you know, catch that ball right behind first base.
He's got a better angle at the
yes,
flag.
it's right fielder had no shot at it playing deep, and the first baseman, you know, is running backwards for it.
Here is Travis Hayashida, the shortstop, and a good one. Hayashida batting a cool .594. Coach, what is this all about? Do you think?
Not sure. Tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Both sides are being told, and I'm wondering if it might have something to do with the ground rules. We've got some animated discussion. It seems like both sides are being briefed about something.
Well, seems to be agreeable with Corey.
Corey's not wearing a microphone. He's got a pencil behind his ear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll find out from Tiny here eventually.
You got it.
On what this is all about. Because we've got an investigative reporter on the field.
Tiny. Elusive.
Travis Hayashida.
Travis has good power to right center.
Got 17 RBIs, 19 hits on the year. Ball 1.
I've seen him hit the ball hard up the middle and to right. Best bet could be to, you know, curve him as inside as well as busted on his hands. You see him going to right, inside out again.
Drives the ball to right, caught by the right fielder, Tony Reed. Retreating to first is Mike Cathcart, and let's go down to Tiny for an update. What was that all about?
Well, I yelled out to Coach Ishigo afterwards. I said, what was that all about? And he said, well, got to stay in the box. They scolded me for stepping out of the coach's box, so they went up to both sides and said, you got to stay in that little chalk square. So the rules pertain to the coaches as well. Back to you guys.
Coach is a pretty animated guy, isn't he?
Oh, look at that. He's got 1 foot in anyway, so maybe the next warning he'll get 2 feet in.
Jory Pierce, the right fielder.
A lot of coaches, though, I mean, I know you need to start in the box, but a lot of coaches, when they're waving someone home or if you got someone coming around second base, they'll go out of the box to give a better angle. And I haven't seen too many umpires, you know, force the issue on that.
Pierce, a .375 hitter. Pitch swung on, hit in the air, right field. over the right fielder. Now circling back, and he had to reach across his body. And Tony Reed made the catch.
What an acrobatic catch. I see that ball was just a routine fly ball. You've got to concentrate and keep the ball in front of you. And watch this. Watch the stab.
Wow.
Yep, and on that play, runner stole second.
So Cathcart alertly takes second base.
No one was covering second, and between pitches, he took off and slid in there. Great heads-up play. But, you know, that's what he's been doing all the time.
Chris Ching, the designated hitter, now steps in. Lefty facing lefty. Breaking ball outside. Ching hitting .419 on the year. Got a homer among his 13 hits and also has 13 RBIs. Swing and a foul back.
One thing about Ching, you know, he'll use the entire field when he's up at the plate. I've seen him with 2 strikes, you know, just go with the pitch to left. I've seen him drive it through the 4-hole. So this could be a big at bat right now with 2 outs.
J.K. Kailua waits on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Runner at second. Swinging a hard hit ground ball. 1 hopper to second. Cleanly fielded by Neil Monotai, and he throws to Abe Monotai to retire the side.
You know, I like what he did.
So a threat, but no score. No runs, a hit, and a man left. We are scoreless.
Over the years, the Trophy House has provided the winning look for teams, individuals, and any kind of organization or event that needs that special touch. Call the Trophy House for something as simple as a ribbon or as impressive as a Koa Bowl, plaque, or trophy using their state-of-the-art computerized laser engraving system. The Trophy House at 1301 South King Street, across from the First Hawaiian Bank Building. Call 596-0455. The Trophy House.
You think football is fun?
Zero fun, sir.
All right. You got anger, that's good. And I don't need you up on my face. You got aggression, that's even better. Get up! We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. Don't let nothing come between us. We're gonna change the way we run. Change the way we block. We're gonna change the way we win.
Order Remember the Titans on In Demand. Pay-per-view for the demanding viewer.
Tonight's television coverage of OIA Championship Baseball brought to you by the Kupa'a Card. Watch for and enjoy special monthly savings with your very own Kupa'a Card. And by Roadrunner. Get it faster and get online with Roadrunner. Mimi is right. We go to the second inning of a 1-0 game. Moanalua with a run in the first on a walk, an infield hit, and a fielder's choice. And they'll send up Rick Fukushima, the third baseman. And he hits the ball back up the middle, a base hit on the first pitch from Steve Santos.
You know, they're a good hitting team in the preseason, but I know they lost a couple early on, but since the strike, I believe they might be one of the hottest teams right now.
Watch the fundamentals here, boy. You got to like that.
Head down, good extension, good pivot.
I like the way he stays back on the ball.
Drove that ball right through the middle.
The team batting average for Moanalua, 377. Ron Yasuda, the designated hitter, fouls it back. Our umpiring crew for this game. Ron Yamanouchi behind home plate, and you saw him orchestrating things here in the early going. Edwin Ueda and Curtis Cho at second base and Mark Maddox at third base. Yasuda tried to shoot it to right.
That ball is up, but it looked like he took a little off that pitch. A little too juicy to lay off.
Yasuda 438 during the regular season. No home runs, 5 RBIs. Toss over to first base. Fukushima is back. Fukushima has 1 stolen base on the year in 1 attempt. Two balls and a strike, nobody out. Second inning, 1-0 Moanalua. Swing, fly ball, right field, slicing. It is a foul ball.
Ooh, not by much.
Moanalua has been oh so close on a number of occasions here in the early part of the game.
Yep, you know, it is tough to against someone under the lights. You may play someone in the daytime, but under the lights, you keep that ball down. It seems like it's a few miles faster. It's just a tad bit late on that swing. I see they got the board correct now at 2-2.
Pitch. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ron Yasuda. .59", 160-pounder. Just a junior. Here's the pitch. There's a wild one back to the screen, and Fukushima will stroll to second base.
Not sure if that was a curve or was it a split, but something.
It was a misfire.
A misfire.
Take another look.
Oh, he just got way across his body and just, drilled it right into the ground.
The way those fingers, it almost looked like it's some sort of changeup. Here's the pitch. That was a changeup. Punched him out. Struck him out. Yasuda caught looking. Second strikeout for Steve Santos.
He has an off-speed pitch. Notice Yasuda, no pivot, got out in front, couldn't do anything effectively, and just caught the corner for strike 3.
Tony Reed, the right fielder, and the number 9 hitter, has a very weak cut, and that ball gets away. Getting a late start towards third, they had him, and the ball leaked away.
See, Jack, the runner lost sight of it. He was going back to second, made a late decision to take off, and it's hard luck that Vickery just threw it into the dirt. He was dead out.
I think the runner thought the same thing I did at first, that the ball almost reacted as if it was a foul tip.
Yeah.
And if the catcher hadn't have made such an aggressive dash, I would have thought it was a foul tip.
Yeah, I didn't hear a tip or anything, but with movement under the lights, it looked like it hit the bottom on his thumb side, bottom of the glove, and just shot back.
Now we got the umpiring crew conferring again.
I think it seemed kind of obvious. That catcher sprinted for the ball.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to Tiny again.
Well, I want to thank the OIA for our lays today, by the way, for Coach Joe, Tom, Jack Weirs, and myself. And our Mamo House shirts. These are from Mamo herself in Ward Warehouse, and she supports us for all our OIA sports, including our OIA championship ball game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tiny. Thank you, Mamo. And thank you, OIA. These are lovely lays.
Thank you very much.
Very appreciative. Next pitch is high to Tony Reed.
Yeah, Kamaile Santos has pitched probably majority of the innings for Kailua this year. However, if you looked, he has labored a little bit with 10 walks. He has one more walk than strikeouts. He needs to focus and get that ball down.
1-1. Whoop. He's wiping his hands. I don't know that he's getting a good grip on this ball. By the way,
yeah, he's been wiping his hands a bit. The one thing that you can't do is go to your mouth or anything on that dirt.
Here's the pitch. Sometimes when those balls aren't worked up, real well either. They can be a little slick.
That's right. If they're not prepared well, you know, it has a little coating on it. And it can be slippery for some.
The pitch. Strike two. And if the seams, sometimes some balls have a little higher seams than others. You like, you know, if you're a pitcher, you like the high seams to get a good grip on.
Yeah, the Spalding ball that they've been using the last few years, it has high seams on it.
There's a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Third strikeout.
Good-looking pitch, a good follow-through, and he had some good low heat on that fastball.
Big out with a runner at third and only one out.
It's funny you mentioned about the seams, though. Sometimes when we used to have the other company's ball, another company, they had low seams, and you should see what some pitchers do to them. They bite, they scratch, everything, and boy, those seams are raised so high, you wouldn't believe it. But the umpires are pretty sharp, though. They check all the balls, and if it's too doctored, they'll throw it out.
Jeffrey Say has scored the only run in the game. Walked and eventually scored in the first. 1-0, Moanalua. Inside, a ball. Kailua advanced to the championship game with a 16-2 pounding of Pearl City. Moanalua beat Kaiser 11-7. Strike is called.
One contrast for these two teams is Kailua has a veteran team out there. They have a few young boys, but quite a few seniors in that lineup. Moanalua has 3, I believe, seniors in the starting lineup.
Kailua has scored a ton of runs here lately. In the quarterfinals, they beat Lelehua 12-6. A strike is called. Santos came on in that game against Lelehua last Friday and pitched coming in the second inning in relief and pitched the majority of the game. There's ball 4.
He closed the season. We played Kailua the last season of the game, and he closed out the 7th inning real strong, 3 up, 3 down. So he has the ability to have that control and, you know, have a short inning. But as he's showing here, and along with his season stats, that he's running the count.
Neil Manutai, an infield hit his first time up. Strike one. Runner at third is Rick Fukushima. Singled and was wild pitched to second and third. Jeffrey Say, the runner at first. Pitch outside. Do you try to get cute with Jeffrey Say here and try to get him to second base?
Jeffrey Say has good speed, good instincts. You don't get thrown out in the first and third steal. You never get thrown out in the first throw, you know, from the catcher. And with the lights and, you know, some people have some bad perception. I wouldn't be surprised if they take off.
Swing, fly ball center field. Cathcart in a few steps. Two-hands it. And that takes care of Moanalua in the second inning.
Batter got a little out in front in that one.
They threaten but do not score. 1 hit, 2 left. Middle of the second, 1-0 Moanalua.
Go extreme with 7-Eleven's new 52-ounce Extreme Gulp mug for just $5.99. Includes first fill, a free Reese Sticks or Big Cat bar, and gets you $1.29 refills through the end of this year. Lay's and Doritos Super Grabs are 2 for $1.90. Check out new Lay's Bistro Gourmet flavors, Applewood Barbecue and Smoked Cheddar, and Sharp Cheddar and Jalapeno. Hungry for musubi? Our Spam or barbecue chicken is 99 cents every day. And our Terry Spam Katsu Musubi, $1.05 every day. Treat yourself to 7-Eleven.
Welcome to Kailua High School, home of the Surf Riders. I'm Crystal O'Connor. We are especially proud of our athletic department and our cheerleaders. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to be a cheerleader. Not only do they cheer at various athletic events, but they also put in many hours of community service, as well as prepare for cheerleader competition. At Kailua High School, we have school spirit and personal pride.
Kailua is trying to repeat as OIA champion. And here's a look in the last 30 years since they split into the East-West format, the OIA baseball championships and how they're dispersed. OIA has really dominated with Kaiser not far behind with 5. And as we head to the second inning, and Chris Ching stepping up to the designated hitter and stepping up to the plate. Let's go down to Tiny for a little quick insight. What you got on Chris Ching, Tiny?
Well, it's J.K. Kaula batting, leading off for Kailua, and I was talking to their assistant coach for Kailua, Dwayne Fredicelli, and he said Kaula's the best hitter on the team, and it's because he sprays the ball around, and he's very versatile. But I asked Jay just now, I said, what are you looking out for now? He said, I'm going to stay away from the high pitch. You know, he throws a lot of high ones. And I said, what pitch would you want? Your dream pitch? He said, right down the middle. So let's see if he gets that.
Right down Broadway.
Breaking ball from Nakamichi.
Yeah,
so J.K. Kaula, the third baseman, he'll be followed by Jared Kawamoto and Cody Teixeira, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. A strike is called.
In that graphic on the OIA championships, I think some of those championships were strung together for some of those top teams years ago, because in recent years it's been a lot of parity, a lot of different OIA champs in recent years.
Kailua, the defending champion. You know what's interesting is Moanalua has not been known as a baseball program, a single to center for Kailua. Matter of fact, I think they're making their first appearance in the state tournament ever.
That's what I read.
Take a look again.
Yeah, this is sheer muscle right here. I've seen Jay, you know, just crush some balls, but again, that's an aluminum hit. Good strong boy up the middle, but he's a very good hitter, though. Very good.
Jared Kawamoto, 355 hitter during the season. Got a homer and 16 RBIs.
When you score as many runs as Kailua does, well, you're going to have a lot of guys with these RBI totals.
Yeah, we shouldn't be surprised by the RBI counts.
Yep.
Into the dirt. Throw down. Kailua is safe at second base.
Yeah, good heads-up base running by Jay there.
Nakakawa, the catcher, did a good job of actually keeping the ball in front of him, but it just leaked away.
I think I would have liked to see Jay slide into second base, because when you come in standing up, you slow down. That catcher went a good 20 feet for the ball, and it was pretty close.
Showed a pretty good arm, didn't he?
Very good.
Kawamoto, first baseman, hits it up the middle. Oh, nice play by the shortstop, Say. Throws over to first, and he got it.
Baby.
Behind second base, that's a big league play by Jeffrey Say.
You know, on one play there, you got 2 ESPNers. You know, great play. I believe he fielded that ball on the second base side, gathered himself. Here we go.
He did.
Look at that.
Wow.
Great concentration, good fire, good pick by the first baseman.
I mean, he's well on the second place. He's at second base by the time he gets rid of it. That's a sensational play. Kailua now at third base. That's the tying run. And here is Cody Teixeira Vickery. So over the course of the night, we may call him Cody Teixeira. We may call him Cody Vickery.
We just may call him Cody, I guess.
We may call him Cody. We may call him Hey You. There's his numbers. Swing and a foul tip.
Well, he takes his cuts up there.
That's Kailua at third base in the tying run here in the early portions of this game. 1-0. Moanalua, if you're just joining us, the OIA championship game here on OC 16.
He's a good-sized ball player, and I believe he's just a sophomore.
You are right, sir. Here's the next one.
Ooh, you don't want to hang a curveball that high too close to the plate. You know, these guys can, you know, their arms can reach out a few inches past that plate and poke that into right field.
Into the dirt. Overcompensated after leaving that last one up.
That's right. Catcher's doing a great job, you know, behind the plate, stopping everything. And Vickery or Texera or Cody, it shows versatility. Not too many players can be a catcher, be a pitcher.
Pitch. You don't see very many catcher-pitcher combinations.
Not at all.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Bounce back up the middle. Grabbed by, say, the shortstop. Off the deflection from the pitcher, Nakamichi, and throws him out.
You know, I think it's because of that deflection or the assist by Nakamichi that Jay didn't run.
Well, what's impressive here is watch this, because he changes the trajectory, yet Say looks almost nonchalant in fielding it.
Yeah, he took his time. He took his time. He stayed poised. And the first thing he had to do was check that runner back to third.
Steve Santos. The pitcher taps it in front of the plate. And Nakakawa throws him out.
See, Moanalua dodged the bullet on that one, Jack.
Let's go to Tiny.
Well, the inning's done, and I just thought I'd tell you real quick. You saw some batters using neat things like a tar rag. This is to wipe your bat to keep good grip. And also these a donut for weight. Speaking of donuts, Local Kind Grinds on Channel 16. It's a great show. It brought us Sam and Lena Girl. They like to eat. They show you where the best places are to go grind. And that's every night at 9 o'clock, followed by Tiny TV. And that's, of course, 9:30, Channel 16. Good fun. And I'm against tar, so I dropped it, of course. We don't smoke it on my show. But donuts are cool.
But admit it, you tried to eat that thing.
I know. I'm going to go back to Kaiser for their potluck afterwards, get some more noodles.
Okay. We're done with 2 in the score. Moanalua 1 and Kailua nothing.
With Napa Auto Care Centers conveniently located statewide, you're never too far from a neighbor you can trust. Like Bill Green, owner-operator of Kahala Shell Auto Care. Frank Shiroma and Reimer Like of Quality Auto Lube in Kailua. And Carl Takushi, owner-operator of A&K Auto Repair, Kahalui. ASC certified technicians, guaranteed service, and quality parts all under one roof. That's what makes your neighborhood Napa Auto Care Center a neighbor you can trust.
Sending your team to the Nationals? And you gotta raise funds? Zippy's Benefit Chili is a proven winner. And now you can earn more than ever.
Back at Hans L'Orange. And yes, you're watching OC16. You're watching the OIA Baseball Championship game with Moanalua and Kailua. The Menehunes with a 1-0 lead as we head to the third.
First batter, number 27, first baseman, Abe Manutai.
Abe Manutai drove in the only run of the game thus far. Back in the first inning with a fielder's choice. And the big first baseman, who's made a couple of nifty plays at first base thus far in this game, takes strike 1 from Steve Santos.
And I've seen Abe take various stances in that box. And he might be daring somebody to throw outside, but let me tell you, he has great power to right.
The pitch. Here's Abe with plenty of protective gear, as Tiny told us about earlier in this one. Swing, bouncing ball, foul.
That's a large pad. I wonder, I've never worn one, but I wonder if it affects the person on his swing, or for some people maybe it might affect their mind. I'm not sure. But if you got to use it, you got to protect yourself.
At some point, he's been plunked pretty good. Now I'm looking at stats this year, and I don't see that he has been hit by a pitch this year. But to wear padding like that, I suspect that at some point he's probably taken one on the elbow.
Yep.
Or is protecting a tender elbow. Pitch swung on and missed. Santos had him overmatched on that at-bat.
He had a long way to go for that one. He had a big open stance and then a sweeping curveball in the dirt. Too far to go for the. But look at that. He's way to the far side, and he's reaching across.
Got no chance.
So notice that he's out in front, lost his balance.
4 strikeouts for Santos. James Strombach. A single and a stolen base in the first. Swung on and missed. It was his single that could have easily have been a triple, except for the exceptional play by Cathcart in center field.
Oh, especially.
There's his numbers. He's got some good power numbers, and there's a pitch that's fouled back.
Santos is having a much better inning right here. You know, seems to be taking some command, making the pitchers eat out of his hand.
Strombach was really the difference in the semifinal or the semifinal victory over Kaiser. He had 2 home runs in that game and 3 RBIs.
Wow.
Here's the pitch.
You know, that's a good pitcher's pitch right there. It's just a tad bit high, but you know, you want to coax him. 0-2 right up there by the neck.
There's that graphic talking about telling you about his exploits in the semifinals. They had a tough road to get to this championship game. They had to defeat the #1 seed in the West, Campbell.
Western champion, and they beat Chad Bailey. I believe Chad had about, what, 13 or 14 strikeouts in that game?
Pitch. Swung on and missed. And that is 5 strikeouts for Santos.
I believe the winning run may have come in on a safety squeeze or so. Good heat, good high heat, right above his hands.
There's a pop foul. Lauren Nakakawa struck out his first time. A safety squeeze by Mike Miyagi in the 6th inning was what gave Moanalua their win.
There we go.
You are right. Santos firing again. 3rd inning, 1-0, Moanalua. Pitch into the dirt.
Santos is throwing a wide variety of pitches here. Also, I think this inning too, he's mixed the speeds well.
Two balls and a strike. Oh, a strike. Let's go down to Tiny.
Take a look real quick and watch Coach Dwayne Ferticelli give some signals. He's the pitching coach, and he gives pitch and location. So far, 46 pitches, keeps count as well for Steve Santos. Said he can go about 110 pitches. Let's see what the call was.
2-2. Hit in the air, short center, but Cathcart is there. He got the job done, Tiny. 3 up, 3 down here in the third inning. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Moanalua.
Henry Fu is the kind of teacher every principal dreams of, bright, talented, and energetic. He's made amazing progress with our band in a short amount of time.
What I enjoy most about teaching is working with all these talented students here in Kailua. I feel that many students just need to be pushed or motivated to do well. As long as the students remain motivated, I think we'll do just fine.
The Outstanding Educator Award is brought to you by McDonald's of Hawaii. We love to see you smile.
We are back at Hans L'Orange. I'm Jack Weirs. Sitting next to me, my partner Joe Tom Jr., Tiny Tadani also here. Glad to be bringing you OIA Championship Baseball here on OC16. Coach, we got a pitcher's duel here in the early going. I don't think we were quite expecting that, but there's a long way to go.
You know, both teams can create a lot of runs, but it's good to see. Good tight game, keeps the fans interested, keeps everyone on the edge of their seat.
The number 9 hitter, Derek Yonomine, the left fielder, will step up for Kailua. There's Nakamichi's numbers in 2 innings. Just 2 hits. He has thrown strikes. The junior left-hander. First pitch, didn't miss by much, ball 1. Yonomine, a 5. Am I looking at this 545 here? Some gaudy numbers. I mean, how did these games ever end with Kailua if everybody's hitting over 500? Did anybody ever make an out? A strike on the outside. Well, stop and think about it.
Yep. Hey, we got a guy hitting fouls in there. Oh, wait, 1 for 1.
That's their bench players. The pitch. Strike 2, inside corner.
You want to get the first guy out in every inning. As they say, get the lead lady.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Aren't the percentages something really amazing?
Oh, yes. If you get the first guy out, percentages... oh, boy.
Your chances of scoring... Swung on a miss.
Right, your chances of scoring go way down if you get that first guy out. Takes you out, takes most people out of their running game, possible bunt and run game, hit and run thing.
That's the first strikeout for Nakamichi. Now the top of the batting order, Cathcart singled, stole a base in the first.
Gee, not only do we have concession stand or people, food walking around here, all of a sudden Papa John's.
Yeah, they're really just dropping food off here. There's ground ball to second. And Manu Tai throws out Cathcart.
This is what Moanalua has to do. They have to keep those quick guys off the base. You know, 2 quick outs here, that's a big plus for them in the 3rd inning.
Travis Hayashida lined to right field in the first. Hard hit ground ball in between Hop. Tough Hop stays with it, throws the first, and he got him. Good play by Say on a little in between Hop.
Yeah, that ball was hit sharply. You know, this field is quite fast, and he stayed with it real well. Right there, and made a good, strong throw to first.
We love to see When you see some of the outrageous values here at McDonald's, you just won't be able to hide your smile.
Now, only at McDonald's of Hawaii, you can get a hamburger for just 39 cents, cheeseburger for just 49 cents, or a sausage McMuffin for just 79 cents every Monday and Thursday.
We love to see you smile.
Now that's a lot to smile about.
Hi, I'm Mike Sakamoto, and on this week's Fishing Tales program, I fly to Oahu, where I join up with Captain Shannon Fraser and Manning Limari and cruise out on their boat named the Live Bait. First, we'll make our way to the Kaina Point buoy, where we'll do some light tackle fishing for the opelu. Once we have enough in the live well, we'll bait them up and use them to hook the high-jumping mahi-mahi. So please join me on Fishing Tales 7 nights per week on Oceanic Cable Channel 16 at 7 o'clock and your neighbor island cable systems.
Welcome back to OIA Championship game, and we're here with a student body president for next year, Christine Hill. Noticed you guys had a lot of school spirit here. What's up?
We just wanted to come out and support our team. It's the first time that they've ever gotten this far, and we wanted to make sure that they knew that we love them, because it's just so awesome that they got this far.
All right, here's some camera time, guys. You ready? Show them your batters. Back to you, Jack.
Okay, we got to see that shot. There's our school spirit, personal pride. It's the gang from Moanalua. Their Menehunes, a 1-0 lead over the defending OIA champs, Kailua.
You know, that's great to see, all that spirit. On a weeknight, too.
On a Monday night. Steve Green, the center fielder, bounced out his first time.
This is a dangerous batter here. He's got terrific speed.
Tell you what, our home plate umpire, he is a take charge guy. He does everything with, he whips out that, that little wisp broom, and he was working the plate, and there's a bouncing ball foul. I mean, the way he jumped out there, I thought he was going to stop action or something. He was just going to clean off the plate.
Yeah, he does a good job out there.
That's Ron Yamanouchi. Taking charge of things here at Hans L'Orange. The count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Green will be followed by Rick Fukushima and Ron Yasuda. Breaking ball, got him.
I don't think he was expecting that. It caught him on his heels. Kind of rocked back. Good slider.
Santos has struck out 5 of the last 6 batters that he has faced. And there's another look at that one.
No doubt.
6 strikeouts overall. And he's looking more and more dominant as this game has gone along. Fukushima, Singleton was wild pitched to third, leading off the 2nd inning, but couldn't manage to find a way to cross the plate. Pitch bounce
that may
up
go
the
through.
middle, and it is through.
It does.
Hit number 4 for the Menehune.
Batter stayed down right on it, and here we go. So it bounced right over the pitcher again.
I'll tell you what, in both games, I have been so impressed by the hitting technique of all of these guys. Seem to be staying back on the ball, hitting it up the middle, and going the opposite way very effectively.
Very effectively, and you have to do that to be successful, going the other way. Biggest thing I think in youth, with batters, you know, very young, is taking their eye off the ball. And even if your bottom half is not in sync, the biggest thing is you got to keep your head down, and if you got extension, that's the 2 main points. But a lot of these batters, they're keeping their head down very well.
Bottom line is, I think you're seeing a lot of good coaching at work here.
Very much, yes. And the coaches are giving them a lot of drills, You know, they have a lot of gadgets out there, but you know, just reminding them, one of the best is video. You know, players can say, "Oh no, my head's down," and
breaking ball tap foul.
they hem and haw, and then sometimes you show them a video, and it's all over.
So what kind of hitter was Tiny?
Tiny? Let me see.
We're gonna bust you, Tiny.
He walked a lot.
He's a good role player.
Yeah, he rolled around pretty good too. He actually played a good job, did a good job at catcher and at second base.
Pop foul back.
And I have to admit, he had good power for a tiny guy.
Good power, yeah. Put a charge into a ball. No balls, 2 strikes. There's the numbers for Santos tonight. 6 strikeouts will jump out at you. We'll call strike 3 again.
Well, that's number 7, and pretty soon here he's going to equal his season total.
Yeah, he's not only struck out 7, but 3 of them looking, which is a real indicator that you've got some very powerful stuff.
And he's keeping him off balance. You got the big curveball, that one that sweeps across the plate, and that pitch to Green was a good slider away. It looked like it was coming real hard, and it just tailed off at the very end.
Throw over to first. Good play by Kawamoto. Tony Reed, the right fielder, number 9 hitter, struck out swinging to end the second, or checked out. Well, there's a steal and the ball gets away, but stopping at second is Fukushima.
That's what I expected earlier from Moanalua. They had to make things happen. You know, they're not as powerful as Kailua, and got a chance here to steal. The catcher rushed himself, didn't have his feet planted well, but the biggest thing, good fundamentals out there. Cathcart backing up the play so the runner could not advance to third.
Pitch. Just a little bit high. Fourth inning.
Well, let's see if they can capitalize here. A positive count, 2-0. Batter looking for his pitch.
Pitch. Spanked foul down the right field line. Both teams were making some noise in the first inning. We were expecting the offense to take over, and since then the pitchers have both settled down and are both pitching beautifully.
Right. We have a power pitcher here in Santos and a finesse pitcher in Nakamichi. Now, Reed has good bat control. There's a big gap there in the 4-hole, and he just may go with it.
Now, we don't have a gun here, but how hard do you think Santos is throwing?
I think when he revs it up there, it looked like he's in the low 80s, maybe 82 or so. But I'm not a gun. But he does throw firm. He does throw firm.
3 balls and a strike. Ball 4. He lost Reed, the number 9 hitter. Now Jeffrey Say poses some problems.
Yep.
Jeffrey Say has walked twice and scored the game's only run in the first.
Say is one of the most disciplined batters on that team. He's going to make you work for it. And I think that that series there, it's not so bad that they walked the batter. The base was open and not creating a force play any base. But the problem is here, you got one of the toughest batters Moanalua has. He's a tough out.
The pitch between the legs of the catcher. Both runners will move up.
Did that bounce right behind him here? I'm not quite sure.
I'm not sure. Let's take a look again.
Yeah, it's in the replay. It starts out pretty well.
Oh.
Nope, pass ball right off his glove.
I think that's a pass ball also.
He got caught in the process of turning his glove, you know, to go under and hit the heel of the glove. That's a pass ball. Actually, that was a very good breaking ball from Santos.
Two runners in scoring position. A hit here is big at this juncture in the game.
Oh, very much. To go up by 3 runs.
Spanked in the air, right field, racing back to right fielder, still going back, and he's got it to retire the side. Jory Pierce had to go a long way, and let's go down to Tiny a moment.
Thanks, Jack. We already did Moanalua's sideline with their signs. We only got one sign, but it's a nice one. What's your name, Brittany? Last name?
Hamilton.
Okay, now you made this for who?
Doof, Chicken, Ducky, all those boys.
Okay, but it was really made by Auntie Lisa here, and your son plays, yeah?
Yes, Jared Kawamoto.
The first baseman.
Yes.
Well, hold it up and look proud. Go. Okay, not as much excitement, but as much work went into this, guys. Take us to break, Brittany.
We'll be back with more baseball after this.
On OC 16.
All right, cheer again. Come on.
Troy can tell you the optimum brewing time for jasmine or ginseng tea, solve a complex calculus equation, and transform empty space into a beautiful place to cook. But when it comes to 1031 exchanges, revocable living trusts, and variable rate annuities, he's not exactly an expert. Troy doesn't have to be, and neither do you. Your own personal banker from First Hawaiian Bank to simplify your financial needs and your life.
School spirit.
Welcome to Moanalua High School, home of the many Hunis. I'm Jessica Toyama. Our new Student Center was dedicated in January 2000. The center includes a computer lab offering the latest in technology, a television and radio broadcasting studio, a college and career center, and of course, a student government room. At Moanalua High School, we have school spirit and
personal pride.
Player is Kavika Kailua. He's proven himself a team player and a hard worker. Because of his baseball skills, he became a varsity team player his sophomore year. He says that he will play anywhere on the field that the team needs him. Congratulations, Kavika Kailua, a 5'9" junior. And we'll be seeing him at the plate here. In the 4th inning, the middle of the batting order for Kailua, trailing 1-0. So we'll see Jory Pierce, Chris Ching, and Kavika Kailua. And just like that, first pitch is hit to right field the opposite way by Jory Pierce, a base hit.
That ball's a little up, and Jory Pierce went with that pitch real well. As you can see right here in the replay, ball's about belt high. Drives it just past the outreach of Abe Monotai. Let's see if they can capitalize on this.
There's the tying run. Nobody out. Let's see how they play it. Chris Ching, the designated hitter, grounded out his first time up.
Mr. Kailua there is, I believe, a great choice for Kailua.
Oh, there's one that gets away. And that hits Ching.
As soon as that happens, boom. Activity in the bullpen. You see how the pitcher flowed to the side on that? You know, release point a little bit back, and it just kicked up and in. Now, that's the worst thing that could have happened in this situation. I don't know how many times Kavika has bunted, because you don't want to lose his power right here either. But that's a decision the coach is going to make. Do they move him up? Possible hit and run, because he's a good contact man.
Got a lot of firepower still down in the lower portion of the lineup.
Oh, yeah, right after him. Kawamoto makes good contact. Takes care of Vickery, swings the bat well.
But Kailua is an RBI guy in that number 5 slot. First pitch inside. Kyle Nakamichi now must gather himself together.
That's right. This is a big out right here. It's a big at bat.
There's Kailaua's number in the tournament. There's a line drive, left field, base hit. Quickly hustling that ball in is Strombach. Bases loaded, nobody out.
They're pumped now. Here comes Kailua.
And the Kailua side is making some noise.
Kavika sits back well on his hands back, gets against his front side, and, you know, it's a great shot to left.
Jory Pierce at third. Chris Ching at second. Kavika Kailua now at first base with his second hit of the night. Kailua with 4 hits on the evening. And here's Jared Kawamoto.
Well, we're going to have a pitching change.
We're going to have a pitching change. I'm looking down at my scorecard, and just that fast, we are going to have a new pitcher. And when we come back, we will tell you about that pitching change. So stay tuned. Don't go away.
When you tune into OC16, you can't help but get hooked. Go to the extreme. Or find something yummy. Check us out nightly on the home of the best in local programming, OC16.
Over the years, the Trophy House has provided the winning look for teams, individuals, and any kind of organization or event that needs that special touch. Call the Trophy House for something as simple as a ribbon or as impressive as a Koa Bowl, plaque, or trophy using their state-of-the-art computerized laser engraving system. The Trophy House at 1301 South King Street, across from the First Hawaiian Bank Building. Call 596-0455. The Trophy House.
Okay, so we've got a lot of movement here. Jeffrey Say comes in from his shortstop position to take over the pitching duties. The catcher, and I can't ever remember seeing a catcher go out to shortstop. Lauren Nakakawa goes to shortstop to replace Say, and coming into the game is Brett Tanigawa. So meanwhile, Kyle Nakamichi leaves with a shutout intact, yet he is responsible for all 3 base runners.
Correct. No, I believe they're trying to check to see, make sure who's in for who. I believe Tanigawa is in for Nakamichi, right? And they're DHing for him. Catcher moved to short, short moved to the pitcher's mound.
Jared Kawamoto retired on a fine play by Manutai at second base his first time up.
One thing that Moanalua has to do is they have to prevent the big inning. I mean, geez, if they can turn a double play here and give up a run, they're going to be happy about that. But you want to stay away from the big inning. This batter here does make contact. He's a contact type of guy. He'll use the field.
Infield is halfway in. Swinging a foul back.
Well, he went
some people don't like the halfway in. I don't have a problem with an infield going halfway in. I mean, some people, the theory is you either have your infield in or you don't have your infield in.
True. Sometimes, depending on certain defenses, you know, I see the shortstop getting a shade, but the second baseman is back for 2.
Kawamoto waits, had a notion, laid off the pitch. Now, what does Mr. Say throw?
Well, I'll tell you right now, he is a battler. He's not that big, but he throws well for his size. His good mound presence. He mixes it up. As you can see right there.
There's a pitch that bounces away, but nobody is quite adventuresome enough to try and advance.
Boy, that would have been a very close play. If he had a great jump, he might have done it because that ball's away from the plate by 30 feet. But watch him jump out for that ball. Watch the catcher hits him in the heel. You know, that's a product of the lights. You just come into the game, you're not really focused. The ball does come a little quicker at night, as we said. It's a good low fastball. Good movement on it.
Jared Kawamoto waits. Pitch. Strike inside corner. A good pitch.
That's what I've seen him do before. You know, he'll come at you, boom, you know, away. He'll throw a curve. Keeps the ball down, and then boom, he might break one, bust one up right in your chops.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a bouncing ball to second. Oh, it gets by the second baseman. One run is in. Here's a second man trying to score. He will, and Kailua has gained the lead 2-1.
Yep, check the dugout. They're hopping over there. Kailua for years has been very aggressive with the bat. Here, looks like it's a routine chopper, but the second baseman gets caught in between. He may not have had a chance for two because of the way he was charging the ball, but it's important that he read the bounce a little better and get it out somewhere. Now you got first and third. They're down 2-1.
Watch Cody Teixeira Vickery. Swing and a miss.
You know, Kailua,
okay, so I'm going to bring this up again. Now, you got somebody playing kind of halfway, kind of a double play depth. He's fielding the ball in a portion of the infield with kind of an in-between hop.
Yeah, he was back for two. The ball was hit towards the four-hole side. He had to move to his left. But, you know, I guess that's their call, you know, whether they're going to play back on it or come in half and half. Actually, they look like they're now synchronized. They're both about evenly away.
Mm-hmm.
As we've seen, this infield is very bouncy. Don't be surprised to watch Kailua run and try and take away a double play.
Runner at first is Kawamoto. Kailua is at third. 2-1. Kailua. Oh, 2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He's got one of those fastballs. It's got a little rise to it, too, doesn't it?
Well, it's optical. Physics doesn't allow it. But let me tell you, that ball, like we said earlier, you know, he'll keep the ball down low, and then he has the presence of mind to just hit right above his hands. Watch this. Boom. And you see how the batter is stepping out on that big time?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't even know if he reached the ball on that pitch, but he does hit these spots real well. A mentally tough pitcher.
Steve Santos. Strike is called. Here's another big batter. Get out of the inning with no more damage than this.
Not too bad.
Anybody's ball game.
Not too bad, but with one out, you know, they showed a bunt here. Whether it was just a fake or was it a safety squeeze, I'm not sure, but they're active on the bases right now.
There's a dribbler, right field. Another run is in. Kailua scores to third. Is Kawamoto. It's 3-1. And it can happen fast.
Well, I don't think that it was a little dribbler, but that was a push bunt that went through. That's one thing. Runner holding it. There we go.
Yeah.
You see? He hit it very firmly. Look at that thing scoot right through. Yeah, the first baseman holding on the runner. Second baseman double play depth. And he didn't quite get out fast enough from first base. And that was a great piece of bunting right there. I mean, a push bunt to the outfield, that's something.
And we made it about 30 feet into the outfield.
That's right.
Well, it hasn't been classical Kailua hitting the hide off the ball in this inning, has it?
Well, Kikaula's hit was stung, but other than that, you know, they swung the bat, they put the ball in play, and that's what you got to do. I think the lights might have a little bit to do with it, you know, as far as possibly misjudging a fly ball or a grounder. But yeah, this is uncharacteristic.
Still only one out. Derek Yonamine, the left fielder, will try to add to it, and Santos, the pitcher, is at first base, drawing the attention of Jeffrey Say. The pitch, runner going. will not draw a throw. Throw over to third. And a good play by Fukushima to keep that ball from getting away.
You know, that was a great block by the third baseman. If that had gone to the fence, the first base runner may have scored. Left fielder didn't quite get over for the cover on that. They have a 2-run lead right now. Single, make it a 4-run lead.
And the way Santos is pitching, there's a base hit to left field. It is 4-1. Another runner coming around. He will try and, had a notion and hustled back to third. Is Kawamoto, or check that, Santos. 4-1.
You know, I saw that runner coming harder on third. I thought he was coming home for sure. May have had a shot with the ball being thrown off to the side. Good line drive. And here comes the outfielder, makes his bounce, and he gets off a good throw. And before the brakes run on late, and he scrambled back in time. But that's one fallacy here about bringing your infield too far in. You know, it's good to be in there, but when you're right near the edge of the grass, that ball just barely made it over the shortstop's glove. You know, if you play maybe a couple of steps beyond the line and move on the pitch, you know, maybe you have a chance just being a few feet back. You might be able to jump up and catch that ball and double off someone.
So Kailua came into this inning, came into the fourth, trailing 1-0, and suddenly, just like that, it's a 4-1 game, and they're not through. Now here is Mike Cathcart. Turns around and bats left-handed. There's a pitch into the dirt and no throw.
I think
Yonomini takes second.
One important thing of batting left. He's a good left-handed batter. You know, makes contact, but it blocks the catcher's view. That runner had a clear shot going down with the crowd and everything. Even if the bench is yelling, the catcher may not hear it to get off a quick throw.
A hit could mean 2. Strike. Cathcart, a single and a stolen base in the first. A ground out in the third inning. The next one, off speed, off the glove of Kanagawa, but not far enough that anyone can advance.
Well, there may have been a cross-up there. That's why he's calling a timeout, because catcher looked like he turned his glove at the last minute. Wasn't expecting that pitch. That's part of the problem, too, at lights. Sometimes you have pitchers, they have a hard time seeing the fingers down there when the catcher's giving the signals. And I've seen, you know, through high school ball, whether states or Legion ball, where we've had pitchers cross up the catcher.
Didn't miss by much.
And you know, it can hurt if you have a guy bringing the ball in the 80s or, you know, mid-80s, and catcher's expecting a slow curve.
A single, a hit batter, another single to load the bases. There's one deflecting off the catcher's mitt, and a run will score. Kanagawa couldn't handle it. Crossing the plate is Santos. To third is Yonomine. It's 5-1. Good indication of how explosive this Kailua team is. And that will result in another pitching change, I believe. Now, Nakakawa will come in from shortstop. Say will return to shortstop. And Nakakawa will be playing his third position this inning. breakaway, and we'll come back with the score, 5-1 Kailua.
Here are your May Oceanic Kupa offers. It's $18 off the Ilima coupon book on Aloha Airlines, and also $18 off the YWP6 coupon book on Island Air. Make reservations at any Mark Resort and receive a free rent-a-car during your stay. It's Super Tuesdays at Aloha Petroleum. Save 5 cents per gallon at Aloha Quality Super Unleaded Gas with any in-store purchase at participating Island Mini Marts only. And save $5 on your Makaha Bash tickets with your Kupa'a card from Oceanic Cable.
Head-to-head with Roadrunner High-Speed Online, a dial-up internet service is one bumpy ride. Roadrunner is easy. It's always connected online. No dialing in, no busy signals, and you won't get bumped off in the middle of a session. With Roadrunner, click and you're instantly online, so you find more of what you want and spend less time waiting around.
Now get 50% off installation.
Roadrunner High-Speed Online. Let's go.
Well, I'm behind Hans Laurent's baseball field because I had to go bathroom, so I was walking by and I saw the basketball court, and these guys were here. Introduce yourselves.
John, Michael, John B, Noel, and Romel.
Romel, you seem to be like the leader guy here. Tell me what you guys are doing.
Well, just coming out and playing ball and practicing for this tournament coming out in Maui.
You guys gonna play a tournament. What's your team name?
Aces.
And you're Waipahu boys, Waipahu High School. You get school tomorrow.
Yup.
You guys better go home then, huh? Hey, let me take a shot real quick. I got to show off. Coach Joe Tom was my baseball coach, so I'm a dual sport guy like Deion Sanders. Here we go. 3-pointer.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Good luck, Aces. Do better than me. And you guys tell everybody what channel they're watching. Yeah.
What a brick.
Wait a minute.
What a
I can't
brick.
even see you anymore, Tiny.
He's tinier than everybody.
Okay, back to action. Our third pitcher of the inning, Lauren Nakakawa, who started the inning as a catcher, moved to short, and now to pitcher. And Mike Cathcart with a runner at third base. A strike is called. That's Derek Yonomini. Or take that back. Cathcart is at first base, and Travis Hayashida is the 9th hitter to come to bat in this inning.
As we touched on in the pregame, the first big strike. Moanalua got a small strike with 1 run, but boy, this is a big inning for Kailua.
Little pop fly. Everybody giving chase, and it drops.
That's just a little flare out to short right field. I thought the second baseman had a decent shot at the ball, but as you can see on this replay, right fielder overran the ball. Made a great effort here.
He had such a long run.
Look at that. Whoop. Now the second baseman, actually, I thought he had a decent jump, and then he slowed down. Except I think that would have been an easier play for him to make.
Kailua has batted around. Jory Pierce started this inning with a single off of original starter Kyle Nakamichi. There's a wild run into center field, and both runners will advance. That was close at third base.
That ball was launched. I think he thought about it, hesitated, and boom. And Green has good speed, but by the time he got it, it threw that shot down to third. Both runners moved up. Watch here. He hesitates, and then he comes up throwing, releases it way behind his head. Ball takes off. Now, you're not going to catch Cathcart. He's got good speeds, aggressive. He got a great jump, but he had a better shot throwing second. However, second was not covered.
Pierce with 2 runners in scoring position. He fouled it back.
Yep.
What a remarkable turn of events we've seen here.
You know, it's, I guess some would say it's typical. I don't know if it's typical, but this is what Kailua is capable of doing. They didn't hit around too well the first time around, and then they just sat back on Nakamichi, knocked him out.
Bouncing ball, past the diving shortstop into center field. 1 run scores, another run comes in. It is now 8-1.
Only a couple of those hard hits, but I think that push bunt was very effective. You know, that could have taken a sail out of Moanalua's wings there. And again, playing way up, you can't get around and feel those grounders that roll through the infield.
8 runs in the inning. There is still only 1 out.
And it doesn't get any easier from here. They're on their, 11th batter? Chris Ching.
This is the 11th man to come to bat. Chris Ching was hit by a pitch.
Right. That's correct. He's a 4th batter. Good contact man. And then you have Kailua coming up again. So it doesn't get any easier with 4, 5, and 6 coming up.
Breaking ball, strike to Ching.
That's one thing when you have a tournament, though, as you see a lot of times, is
there's another right-hander. That's Mike Miyagi, a senior, loosening up. Swing, and a looper falls in, base hit.
When you have a tournament, when you play practically day after day, you know, a lot of times a team that's hot with the bat, you know, comes through. You hope your pitching goes through, but after you're done with your top 2 pitchers or so, it gets tough.
Kavika Kailua now. He singled and scored in this inning. Eight runs on 10 hits.
That is amazing.
Big sweeping breaking ball. Low outside ball 1.
Well, we're only at mid-game, but I think anyone here, and I'm sure there are people here scouting for a weekend tournament, that they're seeing what Kailua can do offensively. Now that's a strange play. In the Federation, a lot of times, they don't always allow that like in the pros. You know, pitcher's in his motion, ready to come through. I know of a lot of umpires will have them pitch right on through. In the first game, I remember one of the batters tried to step out. The pitcher started to throw. He stepped back in. And, you know, he had to be a batter. He got no timeout.
There's Kavika's night, 2 for 2, including a single in this inning and scoring a run. Pitch. Off speed, left it high.
This pitcher better not hang one down the middle. Kailua has great power.
Kailua's got a hitter's count now. 2-0. He took it for a strike.
Not quite what he's looking for, low and away.
That's when you're selective.
That's right. Although, you know, young players, sometimes they make up their mind, they go after anything, and that shows some good poise on his part.
Missed ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike. Kailua has the ability to unnerve a team, and they look like they've unnerved Moanalua a little bit in this inning. There's a fly ball to center. Coming in and making the catch is Steve Green.
You know, one thing in this inning I've got to say is I really believe, take nothing away from Kailua, they've hit the ball well. They've used this entire field, left, center, right, grounded, push bunts. They've ran well and everything, and they deserve it. But, you know, when you don't play under lights during the season, I think that the lights have affected Moanalua in this case. You bring in the catcher, you've had a few boxed balls behind the plate, as they say. And just now, Green is one of the best outfielders in the league. And you saw him come in and then backpedal on it. You know, so I think the perception has been affected a little bit.
Missed with ball one. Swing and a foul back.
Didn't Jared knock in the first run on that missed play?
Yeah, he did.
Inning?
I had that written down as an error. The pitch. Yep. Stayed upstairs.
When you have the bounces going your way and everything, you notice Kailua, they're attacking the ball. They're up there taking their cuts. They're not waiting back even on 2 strikes to just make contact. They're out there to drive the ball.
Probably a cliche to say it, but you do get a sense of a killer instinct with Kailua.
Oh yes, yes. They've you know, they're very aggressive. Like it's one thing. Both teams are very confident. You know, throughout the whole year. In the paper they said Moanalua, the coach likes to.
Bouncing ball to first. Gotta hurry. Throw over. Got him. That retires the side, but 8 runs in the inning. We've got them down for 8 hits. A couple of men left on base. We go to the 5th, 8-1 Kailua.
Looking for some hot shows? Keep it on OC16 for the best in local programming. Tiny TV, Local Kind Grinds, Fishing Tales, My TV Jams, Gotcha Backdoor, Sports People Hawaii, Outside Hawaii. My TV members, check out these great offers. Show your card at any 7-Eleven and get 3 pour cash or chicken shumai for only 99 cents. And at Zippy's, receive 10% off all menu items just by showing your card.
May Day is Save Day in Hawaii. Take your Kupaa card to any Panda Travel and get a round trip from Honolulu to San Diego from $319 per person. Good for travel between September 5th and December 15th. Visit the USS Battleship Missouri, the Mighty Mo, and receive a free child admission with a paying adult. At Zippy's, Napoleon's Bakery gives $1 off any 8-inch round cake on Mondays only. And save $5 on your Ma Kaha Bash tickets with your Kupaa card from Oceanic Cable.
Our Moanalua team player is Abe Manutai, a senior, number 27. He's a first baseman and a starter, batting third with 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, and a .440 batting average this year. He's a hard worker, and he's the nucleus of our team, according to his coach. And he'll get a plaque from Trophy House. Congratulations, Abe Manutai. Let's go down to Tiny.
Well, I'm with a baby here in the crowd, and not just any baby. This is head coach Corey Ishigo's son, and what's his name, Wendy?
Dane Ishigo.
Dane, and Wendy is the beautiful wife. Tell us how it is being married to a head baseball coach.
Well, baseball is life, and it's all year round.
Now, does baby Drake pick up the ball already?
Yes, and he also picks up the bat and swings everything he can with it.
And this is your mom, too. Let's introduce her. Your name?
Linda.
Okay, how is your son-in-law here, Coach Corey?
He's a coach.
They're about the same height, Corey and his son. Look, I can only make these soft jokes now, short jokes. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tiny. Knocked down by Santos, and Santos throws out Neil Manutai.
Yeah, that was a good play. The pitcher just smothered it, composed himself, and went up and made the play.
And Santos, who has looked so strong the last couple of innings, now has a big lead to work with rather than a 1-run deficit. There's his numbers.
Well, I tell you, when you get that kind of hitting behind you,
No, he sat down a long time. Now, does he lose any of his edge?
You know, when you have a big game like this and adrenaline flowing, I'm telling you right now, I'm sure you stay warm. He might have done something, you know, on the side there to keep himself warm. But, you know, ball players, when they're ready to play and adrenaline's flowing, they're going to keep coming at you.
Abe Manutai, responsible for the only run for Moanalua in the first inning. There's a ground ball. Knocked down. Throw over to first base. Not in time. First baseman made a leap and he didn't need to.
He almost, yeah, he practically overjumped it. But, you know, Travis there showed his good range on the play. Good diving play, got up, and so just got away from him a little bit.
It's an infield hit for Manutai.
Whoop. Kind of overjumped and hit him in the heel of the glove there. I still think he would have been safe, but that was a great diving play by Hayashida. Kind of yanked the throw a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think he was safe anyway. Strombach, 1 for 2. Now a big deficit facing Moanalua.
They're going to have to get disciplined here with the bats and make something happen. Since the first inning, they've been pretty quiet.
Drops the breaking ball in for a strike. Lethal weapon.
I think in the last 3 or 4 innings, Santos has settled in to pitch his game. He ran the counts early on quite a bit, but now he looks very confident on the mound.
Next one swung on and missed.
And you know, you're effective when you can keep getting a curve over for strikes as well as he has in the last few innings. You know, that's tough. Tough to beat.
8 strikeouts, 3 of them looking for Steve Santos.
He's 1 away from doubling the season total.
Bouncing ball, high chopper, deep in the hole. Shortstop Hayashida, I think, took his eye off the ball.
That bounce jumped right up on him. The only play they would have had would have been to second base. On this replay again, you're going to see one of these choppers here bouncing out of our screen. But, yep, Jack, you're looking at second base at the time. The ball touches glove.
They're calling it an error.
Yeah, you called it. But if you notice the demeanor out there, even though there's an error and a little misplay on the first play, you notice that Kailua is still, you know, looking confident.
They're a team that got a little swagger to them.
A little shark attack today.
Yeah, yeah.
But they look very confident out there. They're not being phased by an error here and there.
Steve Green, a ground out and a strikeout. He swings and misses.
Case in point right there on that pitch. He's got to be looking at for his pitch. They got to put together a string of hits right now and try and get back in this game.
Santos came in 20 innings, had a total of 9 strikeouts. Tonight he has become a strikeout pitcher.
Well, even though it's early, I know shortly the powers that be are going to be asking us to decide the player of the game if it goes in Kailua's favor, and Santos is might be up there.
He's a candidate.
He's a candidate. But
well, he, you know, his pitching was critical in the early innings when, you know, before the offense kicked in.
That's right. Kept him in the game. That's his job.
Swinging a foul back. Moanalua side got very quiet.
Yeah, look at the batter on the screen there. It looked like he got a little perturbed there with himself, I guess, on that high pitch. But they got to focus. They got to refocus and stay right on it.
Swing. Little pop fly. This will drop the base hit.
Did the left fielder move on that play? I don't think the left fielder saw it.
Now, what happened there?
Well, Cathcart went a long way for the ball, and he's been handling the lights.
They're coming back. Okay, let's watch it again. Little pop fly.
Well, umpire didn't seem to make
drops, and he's come back up 1-2. 1-2 the count. Okay, well,
the runners
we're thoroughly perplexed, and we'll have to get Tiny on that.
Tiny's got to jump all over that one.
Yeah.
But both runners moved up.
It's at times like these that we're very grateful to have someone of his reporting skills out on the field. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 down.
Oh, Green can get a nice single through here. That'll be...
Swung on and missed. He struck him out. 9 strikeouts.
Great job.
Santos with 2 more in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 8-1.
With Napa Auto Care Centers conveniently located statewide, you're never too far from a neighbor you can trust. Like Franklin Young, owner-operator of K&Y Chevron in Kaka'ako. Todd Ten, owner-operator of Ten's Enchanted Lake. And Saxon Nishioka, owner-operator of Charlie's Car Care Center in Waipahu. ASC certified technicians, guaranteed service, and quality parts all under one roof. That's what makes your neighborhood Napa Auto Care Center a neighbor you can trust.
And around, heed my word! It's coming sooner than you think. A sight like no other. Truth shall become lies. Lies, the truth. We kiss the rain, the intensity, the hellfire, and brimstone. Judgment Day is upon us!
WWF Judgment Day is in demand. Presented live by RC Cola, Sunday, May 20th. Visit WWFJudgmentDay.com for more details.
Okay, after the game, we'll be awarding our athlete of the game and be presenting a beautiful trophy from Trophy House. And we've got a little update on what actually transpired in the previous half inning. Let's go to Tiny.
Oh, I'm cruising here talking to the official scorekeeper, Daniel Toyama. What happened on that play when there was a stoppage?
The pitcher balked by not failing to come to a complete and discernible stop prior to delivery of the ball.
Tell by his lingo, this is an official here. You're also an official, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm here in the box. This is the official score box. This is pretty cool. We'll just kind of hang out here because this is like a lot of history. Let's go back to the game and come back to me when we got some time. Thanks, Daniel.
Okay, Tiny, thanks. So a balk.
I guess one of the base umps called it. On the replay, it didn't look like the chief called that one.
Cody Teixeira Vickery. Hitless in 2. The Kailua catcher. Swung on and missed. 8-1 Surf Riders. The defending champs trying to make it 2 years in a row. Be the top seed from the OIA in the upcoming state tournament. Swing and a ground ball between first and second. Grabbed by the second baseman, throw over to the pitcher. Good play.
You know, that's a very hard play. You know, the first baseman's going out there diving for it. Second baseman comes up with it, throws it on the run. And to have the pitcher cover and the pitcher and ball get to the bag, bang, bang. See, pitcher has the jump on it. He's getting over there. But when it has to be that bang, bang, it's tough. Give him credit. Here's a ball in no man's land.
Yeah,
right down the line.
Down the line and right, extra bases. And Santos will trundle into second with a double.
I guess when it rains, it pours. He didn't get quite that much on the ball, but enough of it to sneak it into right.
He'll have a courtesy runner. And that's Teleki Malau, who also came in to run for Santos back in the 4th inning. Let's go to Tiny again.
Well, I found out from the officials here that we will have a 10-run rule in this game, by the way, if it does get to that point, even in a championship. I'm back in the official score box here. Well, that's what I heard. You know, I found out downstairs. So now we have a dispute. Daniel Toyama said maybe not, but we'll check again. But let's go back for this one pitch.
Have we ever had it? Have we ever had a...
Daniel, have we ever had a championship game with a 10-run rule like this?
No, because I think the OIA rule states only the championship game, the 10-run rule doesn't apply. And this is the championship game.
Morris downstairs went and checked with Dwight, guys. So we might have a controversy here, guys. We got to go clear this up. But sitting here next to me, this is Zin. And Zin, Abe, your full name?
Yeah. Zin is good enough.
Okay, good. He's been working on this field. He cleans and maintains the field, everything for how many years now?
Oh, this I don't know how many years.
She's about 100.
Oh, this field is part of Waipahu, you know, Tiny. You know that, huh?
This is history. I played here as a youngster too, and
park. This is a very historic park, named after our manager, Councilor Orange. Yeah.
What makes this place special to you, Zin?
Because of the men.
Tell us about it.
Wow, why don't you read the book that we read?
I hate to read, Zin. I hate to read. A great answer.
Soon to be a major motion picture, too.
Part of the history for Waipahu. And before I die, I wish this would be a stadium type of facility. Yeah.
And Zin is also the PA announcer. Yeah, he's doing calling the game. So who's batting?
Oh, I don't know who's now. Oh, the guy, Derek Yonamini.
See, he knows what's going on. And now,
we've taken him away from the game, Tom.
Huh?
Say, back to you, Jack.
Oh, Jack Wills. Yeah, back to you, Jack.
That one thing we know, there's a lot of love, and the community is very proud of this field and this facility, and well, they should be. Mike Cathcart is the hitter, as Yonamini was called out on strikes.
Yeah, Nakagawa threw a great pitch on Yonamini to strike him out. But it's a credit to Mr. Abe. You know, in the American Legion, he's one of the officials. He's a head caretaker and does a fabulous job. You know, one of the most dedicated men you'll find. As Tiny found out, he's very passionate about this field.
But he'd be just as happy if he read the book. Swing and a miss. We understand he was here at 6:30 this morning.
That late? Jeez, I thought he beat the birds and everything else up over here.
It's a long day of work, isn't it, for somebody that's kind of semi-retired? But
well, I guess he's retired from his regular job, but I tell you, all the years that I've been coaching as far as Legion ball and been out at this facility, I mean, he's put in countless, shall we say, unpaid volunteer hours.
Called strike 3.
You don't find that many people in the world like that.
That's it for Kailua. No runs a hit. A man left. We go to the 6th, and the score remains. Kailua comfortably in front.
Go extreme with 7-Eleven's new 52-ounce Extreme Gulp mug for just $5.99. Includes first fill, a free Reese Sticks or Big Cat bar, and gets you $1.29 refills through the end of this year. Lay's and Doritos Super Grabs are 2 for $1.90. Check out new Lay's Bistro Gourmet flavors, Applewood Barbecue and Smoked Cheddar, and Sharp Cheddar and Jalapeno. Hungry for musubi? Our Spam or barbecue chicken is 99 cents every day. And our Terry Spam Katsu Musubi, $1.05 every day. Treat yourself to 7-Eleven.
Well, Kailua is just 6 outs away from repeating as the OIA champion, and they will join these teams that have won multiple crowns in a row. As you can see, IA back in the early 70s, and then Kaiser with 3 in a row in the late 80s, and McKinley and Waipahu are the only other 2 schools to win back-to-back, at least back-to-back titles in the last 30 years since we went to the split format of East and West. There's the first pitch, pop foul. Giving chase as the catcher will run out of room.
That's a short list there.
That is a short list.
And you know that's a great accomplishment, because on any level, defending your crown is extremely hard.
Everybody's gunning for you. Everybody wants to knock off the champs. Rick Fukushima looking at strike 2.
Santos has still got that curveballer for strike. I know he's had some wild times, but boy, he's really zeroing in on his batters, keeping them off balance.
Santos is matched. Now, you're going to hear me right, his regular season total.
That's right.
For strikeouts. Not his regular season high.
Did you see that total? Did you see that grin on his face? You know, I've seen him pitch with a, real kind of gruff look and serious look, but it's good to see him smile out there.
He's having fun now. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball to third. Kailua throws him out.
I'd like to point out something that just happened on that play that you don't see often. Now, the ball's hit to the left side. Most people will fade that way because the ball is hit left side. As soon as the ball is hit, you see Santos sprint to first base. There he goes. And he's actually there to cover first in case of a bad throw. You see him back there? And you don't see many teams do that.
Yasuda, the designated hitter. Struck out looking twice. Santos 1 strikeout away from double figures. Not Randy Johnson, but that was really something the other night.
Boy, that was
20 strikeouts.
That's one person I would never want to face.
That would be genuinely terrifying.
You know, long ago when I played, but I wouldn't mind going up maybe against Tom Seaver. He threw strikes, but not Nolan Ryan, not Randy Johnson. And in fact, when I was in Washington, I saw Nolan Ryan pitch, and he clocked at about 101 in the Kingdom. I was there for the inauguration game between California and the Seattle Mariners, and Frank Tanano was on the mound. I was right down the right field line in the 65th row against the cement wall, watching the game with binoculars. The next night, Nolan Ryan pitched, and when he warmed up, you could hear the Kingdom echo when that ball hit the glove. And you should have seen the batter when he got beamed about the 5th inning. He beamed the batter with about 100-mile-an-hour pitch, and batter, needless to say, was out of the game.
Yeah.
But that was very impressionable back in the 70s.
About that time when he was pitching for California, I saw his shortest start ever in Anaheim. He pitched one. He was hurt, and for whatever reason, they put him out there to face one batter, and then they immediately took him out of the game. Bouncing ball.
That's uncharacteristic there of Sasaki. And he's got a real good glove out there.
They'll call it an error. Yasuda is on base.
Ball's hit, up the middle. Takes a nice bounce there, and again, it looks like he took his eye off the ball.
The transfer from the glove to the bare hand.
There you go.
Yeah, a retelecast. You can see both of our games tonight. Our third place game as Pearl City defeated Kaiser. And our championship game between the Menahunes and Kailua here tonight, repeated tomorrow night at 6:30 and 8:30 p.m. and Saturday morning at 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. right here on OC 16.
Jack, I believe we have a pinch hitter here, Cyrus Hall, number 18. Big left-hander.
Pinch hitting for Tony Reed. C.B. Hall.
Hey, that's a catchy name.
Yeah. Hits it on the ground. Knocked down by the first baseman. Good job at keeping it in front of him. And Kawamoto will take it to the bag himself.
That's a good job, as you say. You know, he kept it in front of him. He didn't panic, kept his eye on the ball, picked it up 2 hands, and scooted over to the base.
Moanalua running out of outs here.
Take that back. A nice bounce. He picked it up with 1 hand and raced back to the base. But he was under control. Didn't panic on the play.
Here's Jeffrey Say. He has scored the only run for Moanalua. Changeup. A strike. 8-1. Kailua in front.
He's getting a lot of different pitches over for strikes.
Took something off that and Say punched it foul. He's ahead 0-2. Say has walked twice and hit a deep fly to right field his last time. Santos has gone all the way. He's been the workhorse of this Kailua staff this year.
I think he pitched quite a few of those innings prior to the strike.
Pitch gets away. Throw down to first base. And they got him.
Boy, he didn't fire that ball too good, but it made it there.
That's 10. Running out of innings for Moanalua.
Change things up.
Something new, something different. McDonald's new tastes menu.
Now at McDonald's of Hawaii, 2 mouth-watering additions to our new taste menu. Introducing the grilled pork plate lunch, served with rice and potato macaroni salad, and the scrumptious country-style pork sandwich.
The new taste menu, always changing, always at McDonald's.
We love to see you smile.
Stop by and try one today.
Did you know that underage drinking is the #1 drug problem among American youth?
Did you know that more 10th graders will get drunk this year than will go on to graduate from college?
Did you know that underage drinking increases the chances of date rape?
Underage drinking kills more teens and is linked to academic, emotional, physical, and social problems.
Do you want to be this kind of statistic?
Do your part to help put an end to underage drinking.
Bottom of the 6th inning we go. There's some picnickers on the outside of Hans L'Orange Field.
Oh, they're having a good time.
Got their favorite beverage. Got their chair. There's a hard hit ground ball off the third baseman, bounding into foul territory. Winding up at second, Travis Hayashida.
Travis has shown to have good power. And but that's one of the few times I've seen him turn on it to go right down the line.
Got an inside pitch.
And he got off. I'm not sure where that ball hit off of, but boy, did it jump off the third baseman.
I'd like to see that one more time, what that caromed off of. I hope he's okay.
I thought it went off the side of his face or something.
came out to look at him, and it's Rick Fukushima at third base.
Tough player. He didn't want to see the staff when they came out.
Let's take a look at the same angle.
Oh, that's off his. That looks like it's off his cheekbone or something. That went right above his glove and hit him in the side of his face.
Jory Pierce had 2 hits, scored a run, and knocked in a couple in that decisive 4th inning. Kailua has scored all their runs in an 8-run 4th and lead it 8-1. Pierce swings and loops it foul.
Well, Jack, if it does hold true, that old saying about, you know, one big inning does you in. And especially in a 7-inning game, it's very short. It's amazing, right? Just 2 innings less, but it's very devastating in a 7-inning game.
There's your line right there. Swing, fly ball, grabbed by Green in center. 2 down, or 1 down. Chris Ching has been hit by a pitch and singled, scored a run. And we've got oh, that's Chris. We might be having a pinch hitter. Next pitch from Lauren Nakakawa.
Boy, that ball got away from him.
Well, congratulations to all the teams in the OIA for another good competitive season.
Yep. There's a lot of good battles this year.
There's a lot of good teams. There was good balance.
You know, on the west side, they had like 5 teams or 6 teams or something like that with 6-3 records. And they had to go through that long process of tiebreakers. And, you know, I tell you, it's hard luck that, you know, Waianae is an explosive team, similar to Kailua. When they get going, they get going. And OIA was a very tough team. They were 3-0 in first place at the start of the strike. And I believe they went something.
They went 3-3 after the strike, yep.
But they have a good ball club. They have a good nucleus returning also for next year.
Pitch. Strike.
You know, Coach Cotto did a real good job with them this year. They're going to bounce back real good. Their summer programs are top-notch.
Next one. Fouled off. Chris Ching here in the bottom of the 6th. Off the fist, chasing, and he won't get to it. Throw to third.
You know, Green showed some good arm strength.
He got
he got rid of it quickly. However, I think that ball might have been slightly misjudged because he got a slow jump.
I think he got a late break on it.
Yep. As you can see off the bat, ball's up in the air quite a bit. You can see him accelerate right towards the end of the line, and then all of a sudden, boom!
What can be deceptive is
great arm
with the bat speed sometimes, and they hit it on the. Oh, we're going to have a new pitcher now.
The pitcher. What number do we have here? Number 30. Number 30. We have Scott Batula. I believe he's new to the team this year. I believe he played for University High UHBA or UBA last year. Known as Pac-5 this year.
There's Scott's number during the regular season. A couple of earned runs in 7 innings.
Wasn't he the winning pitcher against Kaiser? He brings the ball pretty well. Pretty good fastball. And a good break.
Let's go to Tiny and for a little checkup on where you at there, bud.
Just talking story with Morris, who's the head official here, Morris Rios, and we had a little controversy. Does it end in a 10-run rule here?
I believe so. The rule still states that the 10-run rule is in effect for all games, including the championship game.
Since I got you here, what's some of the rule changes? What's the biggest one from years past for this season?
Well, see, a lot of rules is National Federation, what they're emphasizing the safety of the student, especially when there's got potential to play college ball or even into the pros. So you have these very strict rules for the helmet, removal of the helmet while the ball is alive. While the pitcher is being warmed up, he cannot be close to the area of the home plate. It needs to be where his respective on-deck circle is.
So safety first.
Yes, always safety first.
Good stuff from the head official here, Morris, who is the man, Morris Rios. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tiny. Jake Kailua hits it in the air.
It's in the gap.
Right field, and it is caught by the crisscrossing right fielder. A run will score, but boy,
that's
he ran
scary.
a long way.
Both of them ran a long way. Green made a dive. If we can see the replay, he dove for the ball. I tell you, lucky there wasn't a collision out there.
Scoring is Hayashida. Run number 9.
Watch this, watch this. Oh. Great catch, but watch them just barely miss each other. Oh. Great concentration by the right fielder. Tony Reed.
That's Tony.
Yep, re-entered. I believe they pinch hit for him the other inning. But yeah, that's spectacular.
Jared Kawamoto has a ground out. A single and an RBI and a run scored in the big 4th inning. And a bounce out. Slider strike. Nine to 1. Kailua over Moanalua. The next pitch.
Great
curveball. Throw to first. And it was kind of close.
Even though it's 9 to 1, you know, Kailua is still pushing the envelope, you know, on the bases, taking everything they can. You know, regardless who wins, but as we said, Kailua is well ahead now. 3 very good representatives for the OIA in this weekend state tournament.
Here's the swing and a miss. And we'll ask you in the 7th inning who the team to beat in the state tournament is, but we played 6. It's time to go to the 7th and conclusive inning. 9-1, Kailua.
Mom, can I keep this rattlesnake? Billy Bob, you got to already.
Oh, Ma.
Now sit down, lunch is ready. Zippy's chili and apples. Yeehaw!
With Zippies.com, it could happen. Log on and send your favorite island foods anywhere to the mainland.
There's our OC16 banner, and there's some of the crowd that's doing a kind of picnic style.
Yeah, everybody looks pretty relaxed out here tonight. Doesn't seem like a Monday night. Actually, it seems like a summer night, a summer evening.
It's a nice, pleasant evening for baseball.
It turned out, actually, I think the weather is better for this game than it was for the first game. The first game, they had the swirling winds, but of course you have the daylight. The one big factor, I believe, that affected Moanalua has got to be the lights. They never got untracked with the bats, but of course Santos is pitching real well, but defensively they've misplayed a few balls due to the lights.
Kailua fell behind early, kept their composure, stayed in the game,
and then
got great pitching from Santos.
Oh, great! I think that's I haven't seen the boy play that much, but he's pitched a fabulous game tonight. And right now he's 3 outs away from leading his team into the States.
Neil Manutai, number 2 hitter, then Abe Manutai and James Strombach here in the 7th to face Santos. Ball outside. Santos has struck out 10. Walked 3, given up just 5 hits. Kamali Santos, also known as Steve, strike. Neil Manutai, an infield hit, a fly out, and a bounce out. Here's the pitch. Took something off of it. Santos is going to try to finish things up. So who do you like in the state tournament?
Well, I'll tell you right now, mid-pack in the latter part of the season put it together totally. Their ace, Rick Bauer, pitched extraordinary. I had a chance to see Dunn.
Strike 3, number 11.
See Dunn Romaro on that last game of the season. And we were on strike. My daughter was playing a basketball game, and was real pleased with his defense and hitting. They put it together totally.
Watch the action.
Oh, that ball just dipped right on that corner. Well, we have MPI, Baldwin, Kailua, Waiakea, Moanalua, Pro City, St. Joseph, the Big Island. One I'm not sure on is who's Kauai's representative to round out the 8-team field. I know Waimea had beaten Kapa'a earlier, but MPI will be real tough. They got quite a few pitchers.
Strike at the knees to Abe Manutai.
Baldwin is extremely tough. Last year we played them, and Reed Santos for my team, did shut them down, but they had an extremely young team. Now they have a veteran team. Baldwin's real tough, and they eliminated Molokai 7-zip. So you know that they got something. Suzuki was an all-state catcher last year, and he has a gun and has a terrific bat too. Waiakea is pretty tough. They're scrappy. We saw them in the preseason.
Neighbor Islands have fared extremely well in baseball. Oh, didn't miss by much.
I know St. Joseph's, they were pretty tough last year in the Hilo tournament. They filled in when they kind of expanded the tournament there, and they look pretty tough. And they picked up a few players from Hilo that transferred, I believe. Buzzy Capelas, retired after 20-some-odd years, and took that program to, heights, a state championship, I believe. And now Sid Nozaki is taking over.
You got a favorite?
To have a favorite.
You have a favorite.
Being from the OIA, I'd like to see, I think Kailua, they got some hard throwers,
Pitch. Fell down, he swung so hard. Fouled it off.
Can't pick one right now, but
wide open tournament.
Mid-pack, Baldwin and Kailua are real tough, let me tell you. But just a tad bit out of control there.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
He wanted it bad.
Going for his 12th strikeout, bouncing ball up the middle. Diving stop by the second baseman, but he can't throw him out.
Yeah,
Sasaki just knocked it down.
Yep. Just out of his reach. Got a glove on it, but couldn't come up with it. And Abe's got another hit. Tried to do a little bit too much too early there.
James
But,
Strombach.
great range by Sasaki.
James Strombach got 2 strikeouts. We'll have a courtesy runner. Glenn Tageron.
I think this time it'd be a pinch runner.
A pinch runner. Okay.
Yeah, courtesy just for the pitcher and catcher.
See, the nuances of the runners completely escape me, Coach. I'm going to be completely candid with you.
You know, earlier they showed Moanalua's player of their team player, Abe Manatai, and I think he's a terrific ball player. I hope he's aspiring to go somewhere next year and play. Take it up to the next step.
Strombach chops it. Left side, cut off by the third baseman, Kailua. Throws, not in time.
Good pick by the first baseman.
Another infield hit. 2 aboard for Moanalua here in the 7th.
Kailua goes over here and takes this chopper. Ranged real well right in front of Travis. I rushed his throw a little bit into the dirt, and a great pickup there by the first baseman, Kawamoto.
Lauren Nakakawa. Strikeout, fly out, safe on an error. Swing and a base hit to right field. Stopping at third, Abe Manatai.
Yeah, they had a thought of scoring that runner from second base, but
no sense getting wild. You
need runs. You can't afford
8 runs.
Yeah. You know, that wasn't a bad pitch inside, and batter there, Nakagawa just fought it off into the 4-hole. Watch here. He kind of pulls his arms in there a little bit at the last minute, you know, and just kind of snuck it through the 4-hole. You know Santos has got to want this game. You know that they're just talking to him, give him a little rest, but
he wants to finish.
He's
this
a fighter.
game.
He's a fighter. If anybody goes out this far, you know they want a complete game.
There's number 11 on his back. That's an appropriate number. That's the number of strikeouts he's thrown in this game. He'll remember that too. Believe me. Don't go away. Standing by. With the post-game awarding of the trophies and our player of the game, Tiny Tadani will be at the mic. Steve Green has had a tough night offensively. Struck out twice and a ground out. He has not gotten the ball out of the infield. 9-1 Kailua. Green trying to finish it. It's an overpowering game. 2 balls, no strikes. Showing signs of a little fatigue here in the 7th.
You know, Jack, checking with our statistician here, you know, Santos labored in the first 2 innings at 24 pitches, 23. And then he settled down with 14, 19, 12. And he's over 100 right now. I think he's about, I think they said they're going to watch him for maybe about good for 110 or so pitches. And he's just above that right now, but he's still throwing strong.
He only needs 2 more outs. Next pitch. Strike. Caught the corner. Swing and a ground ball. Starting to get the bats around on him now.
Yeah, in this case, though, Green is generally a pull hitter. Even when that ball is way outside, middle of the balk, I think 3 times at the plate against our team, he hit the ball to the third baseman. A chopper, a couple of choppers, and then a little flare right over the third base, but he's pretty much a pull hitter all the way. But yeah, they're making more contact this inning than I think since the first.
Santos gave up a walk, an infield hit, and a fielder's choice scored a run in the first, and that's been it against him. Ground ball to third. Kailua throwing, not in time. Another infield hit, scores a run, and it's 9-2.
Well, they broke the ice. Finally broke the ice. They were stuck on one for so long. But boy, those choppers, those high choppers, taking its toll, and Moanalua is using their good team speed right here. Kavika has to wait back on the ball. Great job getting it barehanded. And the runner just beat it out. Good call. Good call there.
Now Rick Fukushima. He has a pair of hits in this game. 2 singles to center. Got as far as third base each time. Bounced to third as last time. Swinging a ground ball. Knocked down. Looks at third. Throws to first. Got him. 2 down.
Good job. Good job by the pitcher.
Another run scores. It is now 9-3. An RBI ground out to Fukushima. Nakakawa to third. The second is Steve Green. Now 2 out in the 7th. And the Menehune are down to their last hitter. He's been punched out twice. The pitch. Tap, foul, third base side. That's strike 1.
They give Moanalua credit. They are down 7 runs, and they're just swinging away. Well, the pitcher's a little laboring a little bit. A lot of teams tend to take a pitch here or there late in the game, especially being down this much, and try to look for their pitch to hit.
You need base runners. Here's the next one. Strike 2.
Painted on the corner, just painted. Deep breath there by the batter.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Tap, third base side. Kailua up with it. Throw to first. Kailua has defended their OIA championship.
Third time's a charm for Kavika. Huh? He made sure he gunned that ball over there.
There's your champions, and there was a championship effort by Steve Santos. 11 strikeouts.
Take my hats off to Kailua. You know, they fought. You know, it's amazing in the East that they did lose a couple of games there. You know, they had a tough game at Roosevelt and things, but you know, they stayed focused and really did a good job in this tournament. They're going to be a very tough team in the upcoming states.
There was a dejected Menehune team. 1 inning did them in. A 4th inning where they entered the 4th with a 1-0 advantage, and by the time the 4th inning was over, they were down 8-1.
You know, I thought of when we commented about the first big strike, but I never thought it would be that thunderous.
There's Tiny down on the field. Let's turn it over to Tiny.
We're about to interview the player of the game and Coach Corey Ishigo. Let's go inside and see what the coach wanted to say. He wanted a moment to talk to his players. I'll get my mic in here.
We'll go to work tomorrow. You guys enjoy tonight. We'll go to work tomorrow again. Season's not done yet. Still the beginning. This is still the beginning, no? Great job. Stay humble. Stay humble. Good job. Good job.
Corey, stay right here with us, Corey. Coach Ishigo, we'd like to speak to you, and we can have one of your players stay with us as well. you played with Kailua. You're an OIA boy yourself. What's some of the changes you noticed between winning big games back then and winning now as a coach?
Change in the game. Baseball is played the same way, and our kids still have the same fire and the same attitude that I had when we were playing.
Now, your players seem to be, smaller, scrappy guys too. They have that attitude. Does it come from your style?
I'm not sure if it comes from me, but I think it comes from the community of Kailua and Moanalua. We have a good mixture of people, and together we work well.
Well, you guys did it, and with the strike and everything, how did that affect your team?
I think that strike was good. I knew we would be able to come back from it, even though we weren't able to practice. I called them after the strike, and the players told me, "Don't worry, coach, we're gamers."
Tell us something about your pitcher tonight, Kamaili, standing right next to you.
Duf Santos, he always wants the ball in big games, and he wants to play no matter what in every game, and especially a big game. He told me he's getting the ball tonight, and I gave him the ball, and he proved that he can handle it.
Well, tonight we're going to give him this trophy. I'll let you hand this to him because you're his coach, and he's our Oceanic Trophy House Player of the Game. Take it, Kamaili, that's yours. There you go. And I'll let you get back to your team, coach, because I know you want to kind of work with them. I'm going to interview Kamaili for a bit. How's it going, guy? Congratulations. Now, we talked a little bit during the game about your pitch, and you're saying slider was your pitch. How much did you go to that pitch this evening?
That was every single strikeout I used slider, the strikeout pitch.
Now, when you were here in the last inning, laboring a little bit, and you got the bases loaded, Coach Fraticelli came out to you and spoke to you. What did you tell him?
He just wanted to settle me down. I told him I'll get the job done.
And no matter what, you were going to finish?
Yes.
All right. Now, you're kind of the leader on the team on the pitching mound, too, going into the state tournament. What differences do you see now going to play some of the teams from the ILH and the Outer Islands, too?
They're much better hitters, and we got to always hit the ball. And we just got to come out how we've been playing the last games.
How does your arm feel?
Good.
You guys played a bunch of games here, yeah, after you came back, and you think you'll be strong, ready in the state tournament?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't expect any other answer. Congratulations. I think you had, was it 11 or 12 strikeouts, guys? 11 strikeouts. Were you keeping tabs? Do you keep tabs in your mind?
Oh, no, my coach told me if I get 2 more strikeouts, I'll have double digits.
Okay, so you just wanted to win the game?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to let you go party to it with your friends over there because you deserve it. Congrats again from Oceanic Cable, and you're our player of the game. Smile in there and take a look and go celebrate now. All right, thanks, Kamaili. Wow, true team spirit here, personal pride, all that stuff that we do here, and this is just the beginning for Kailua. They're going into the state tournament next. Back to you, Jack, Joe.
Thank you very much, Tiny. And I got a feeling that we'll be hearing from Mr. Santos in the state tournament. Kamaili Santos, our athlete of the game. There's his number, 7 innings, complete game, 3 runs, tired a little bit at the end, gave up a few hits, but punched out 11 hitters and was overpowering with that slider that he was telling us about. And he had that slide, probably had to be his best slider of the year.
I think so. I think he probably pitched the best game of his life, well, at least for this year anyway.
So we've crowned the champions for 2001 in boys baseball, and it's the same champions as 2000. The Kailua Surf Riders, congratulations.
Who's handling the play-by-play.
We brought a great football team to this Aloha Stadium tonight. Look at that nice run. We got a ball game, folks. That's a big-time play, Bob. Don't do it.
In the spring, the state tournaments almost didn't happen. School Superintendent Dr. Paul LeMahieu worried about missed class time after the end of the teacher's strike and originally thought that league play would be more important than state tournament play. But the good doctor finally reconsidered, and due to the hard work of several high school athletic directors who made sure that no class time would be missed, a scaled-down version of the state tournaments went ahead on schedule. Scaled down in numbers, perhaps, but certainly not in competitiveness. The Island Movers Track and Field Championships were held at War Memorial Stadium on Maui, but it was Oahu athletes who dominated. Punahou won both the boys and girls team titles. One of the biggest stars for the Buff and Blue was distance runner Todd Iacovelli, who won the gold in both the 1,500 and 3,000 meters. There were several great individual performances. Daniel M. Ferreira of St. Louis blazed his way to the sprint titles, winning both the 100-meter and 200-meter dashes. Over on the girls' side, Kahuku's Natasha Kai proved how versatile she is by earning her 6th individual state title in her brilliant career. But the biggest winner of the meet, Kelly Figuera of Sacred Hearts. The junior superstar took home no less than 3 first-place medals. She was absolutely awesome. At the David Ishii State Golf Championships, Kauai's Rachel Kiono won the individual girls title, while Waiakea's Ryan Masuda won on the boys' side. Those victories propelled their teams to victory as well, Kauai winning on the girls' side and Waiakea winning for the 4th year in a row on the boys' side. At the Carl Smith Ball Tennis Championships, Iolani's Tracy Chong took home the top honors on the girls' side, while Punahoe's Ikaika Job won the boys' title. Those wins also led their teams to the championship too. Punahou for the boys, Iolani for the girls. Meanwhile, Mid-Pac and Kailua were the combatants in the Wally Yonomini Foundation State Baseball Finals. The ILH champion Owls jumped out to a huge early lead. Howard Deshevsky and Ron Reynolds were on the call for K5 and Hawaii Sports Network.
So it might be now or never time for him as far as this game is concerned. 2-0 the count. Inoue waits, and the pitch gets away from the catcher. We might have a play at the plate. There's a flip to the pitcher. It was in time, but Keikaula couldn't handle it, and the run scores. Wild pitch, and everybody advances. Good job, actually, by Texera Vickery to go get the ball and flip it back to Keikaula. Keikaula was there. He was in position. The toss was made, but Keikaula just could not handle it.
We get a good look at it here. You're right. Good play by Texera Vickery here. Comes up throwing. Throw is there, but Keikaula can't come up with it, and Bosco slides in safely.
Keikaula also did a nice job of positioning his body in front of home plate as if to block out the dish. But the run scores, and so now all the infielders are forced to play up close. And the count 3-0. And there's a base hit up the middle. That's going to score 1 for sure, maybe 2. Teriyama scores. Yanabu is going to be held up, and a one-hopper from the center fielder Cathcart. So Yanabu at third base, he's going to stay there.
By the 6th inning, top-seeded Mid-Pac was seemingly in complete control, up by a score of 8-2. But in the bottom of the 6th, Corey Ishigo's Surf Riders began the greatest comeback in championship game history.
1-0 offering. Ground ball off the pitcher's foot. That could be trouble. They're not going to have a play. All hands are safe. That's going to be an RBI single. As Travis Hayashida comes up with an RBI inside the infield single. 8-3 our score, but just one swing of the bat from making it much closer. Ground ball, third base, up with it, throwing over to first base, and he is safe because the ball was thrown away. Teriyama threw it high. Bosco had a glove on it. His foot was pulled off the base, and then he dropped the ball anyway. It's going to be an error, and I believe it'll be an E6.
And the stadium has got a little bit noisier. The Kailua fans are starting to rally the troops, so it's getting a little bit exciting here for them.
Well, they hadn't had anything to cheer about, really, since the bottom of the 2nd inning when their Surf Riders posted 2 runs on 2 hits. But they've come back with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th, though they still trail by 4. So big opportunity for Chris Ching. 0-2 pitch, slaps it down the right side, fair ball. That's going to score 1 for sure. Here comes the second runner around third. It's going to be a 2-run single. We've got ourselves an 8-6 ball game. So Kavika Keikaula with the luxury of a 2-0 count. Runner at second, runner at third. And a Ricky Bowers 2-0 pitch, little looper into right field. Is it going to drop? It is. Here comes one run. The runner at second base had to hold up, however, because it wasn't quite one of those surefire base hits. You had to make sure it was going to fall. RBI single. That's the beauty of baseball. Forget about time clocks and shot clocks. We could stay here all night. There's a half swing, base hit right field. The game is tied. Here comes the potential go-ahead run. Nope, they're going to hold them up right there. We've got a tie ball game in the state championship game.
Kailua's amazing 6-run uprising tied the score at 8-8 and set the stage for the bottom of the 7th inning. Tension mounted as the Surf Riders loaded the bases with 2 outs and set the stage for Jared Kawamoto.
Bases loaded. 1-1 the count. Ricky Bauer on the mound. The pitch. Line shot up the middle. Base hit. Kailua wins the state championship.
And you can watch a jubilation with Kailua. A clutch base hit up the middle by Jared Kawamoto. And look at the Kailua kids just going crazy. The picture speaks for itself. The 2001 Wally Yonamini Foundation Hawaii High School baseball champions, the Kailua Surf Riders.
The most unlikely victors you would ever expect. After 5 innings, the guys in blue and white trailed by 6 runs. But on the strength of a 6-run, 7-hit 5th inning, they come back to tie the game in the 6th, and they win it in the 7th.
Coming up next, the championship game in girls basketball, where unbeaten Kalaheo wanted to continue its domination, but OIA had other ideas.